If x is more than 2 and 4 divided by square root of x plus 4 is equal to square root of x minus 2, what is the value of x? At this moment, I encourage you to pause the video and solve it by yourself. Okay. In this question, it's maybe worth to spend a second thinking why that requirement x more than 2. We can think about this little slower. Because of square root of x plus 4, when we solve equations in real numbers, x plus 4 would have to be more or equal to 0. But because of this is in denominator, so denominator we cannot divide by 0, so we could write x plus 4 has to be just more than 0. So x more than negative 4 is one requirement. And we have a second square root of x minus 2, so x minus 2 has to be more or equal to 0. So x more or equal to 2. So the domain for this question actually could be x more than negative 4 and x more or equal to 2 when we take common part, because those two requirements have to be true. So we could just say x is more or equal to 2. In this question we have just more than 2. So what's happening when even x would be 2? The left side of equation would be 4 divided by square root of 6, which is positive. Right side would be square root of 2 minus 2, so square root of 0 would be 0. So anyway, this equation would not be true. X equals 2 would not be solution anyway. Alright, we spent 1 second, that would be second. Like I spent a moment talking about this, but this would be second for you. Okay, so I'll write the equation again. 4 square root of x plus 4, that will be equal to square root of x minus 2. Maybe sometimes for some people this looks difficult because square root, but this is equation, and the first thing what we can do is just probably easiest to square both sides straight away. So I will square left side and I will square right side. When I square left side, I'll get in numerator 4 squared, straight away 16. In denominator square root squared, opposite square root is square, so this will be just x plus 4. And on the right side, square root squared, so this will be just x minus 2. Now this looks much simpler, but I still don't divided by x plus 4, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to multiply both sides by x plus 4. Both sides. I'll write it like that. So when I divide left side by x plus 4, that divided by x plus 4 will disappear, and I will have just 16. And slowly on the right side, I will have x minus 2 times x plus 4. So 16, I will do it very slowly. 16 equals FOIL method, x squared plus x times 4, FOIL method very slowly, this times this, this times this, this times this, this times this. So x squared plus 4x minus 2x minus 8. So we have 16 is equal x squared. I'll simplify like terms this, so I'll write plus 2x minus 8. This is a quadratic equation, so I want to have like quadratic equation like just equal this to 0, so I will subtract 16 on both sides, so I will switch sides straight away. So I will have x squared plus 2x, I said subtract 16 on both sides, so minus 8 minus 16 will be minus 24, and that has to be equal 0, I switch sides. Now, to factorize this quadratics, I will try to factorize it. What times what is equal negative 24, because it's here. What times what is negative 24, and what plus what is 2. So that those numbers will be 6 and minus 4. So quickly, x plus 6 x minus 4. This is equal 0. X squared, it's good to check for like second. X squared, correct. Then 6x minus 4x is 2x, correct. Then 6 times negative 4 is negative 24. And then I'm sure I factorized this correctly. It's always check. When you do it, check. Now, quadratic equation when it's factorized, I multiply two things when I get 0. I get 0 when at least one of those things is 0. So x plus 6 has to be 0 equals 0, or x minus 4 has to be equal 0. X plus 6 equals 0, so x equals negative 6, or x equals positive 4. What is important, my domain and requirement actually given x is more than 2. So only one of the answers is correct. More than 2, x is more than 2, so x equals 4 is my answer. Question is done. I'm planning to create more interesting videos, so do not forget to like and subscribe.